Hi guys, and welcome back to Pass and Move. And for today's episode, we do have the very first game of the Bundesliga, and well, not really the first game of our season, but it is of course a very important one. Good to start off well, and we'll be doing that against Gelsenkirchen in our brilliant Bayer Leverkusen series. And what a way to start, really. Schalke are going to be a tough team. Gelsenkirchen is another name for Schalke, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see if we could find that out. No, apparently not here, but I'm pretty sure if you search it online you could see that it's actually Schalke. I was always confused why Schalke aren't included here. But yeah, Europa League team. Can have a quick look at where they were expected to finish this season. Apparently they might squeeze in for Champions League football, so it's going to be tough. We're very close to each other in terms of quality by the looks of things. But yeah, what better way to start than this game? It's always great to kick off with interesting games, and we're going to be doing that. So if you didn't watch the intro and you're interested about what tactics we're using, the squad that we have, the players, the friendlies that we went through, how we set up our scouting network, all that sort of business, just introducing the club as a whole, definitely check that out. If not, then just pay attention to today's match, and hopefully we'll have a great one for you here today. And yeah, I think that's kind of it. We can quickly register these players. Apparently I didn't do that and I forgot to. Maximum squad size of 99 players, so I think we might as well pretty much just include everyone in the first team and the under 19s team. There's no necessary limits other than 99 players. Who isn't available? Alright, let me do something else. Alright, okay, good. So everyone's involved. Perfect. Just in case of any injuries. Alright. Can we have a look at the team again? Yes, we can. Alright, so we don't want Paul starting because I think our first choice is actually Wendell, and he's available. He's suspended for the actual first game of the season, which was in the German Cup, of course, first round. And Wendell's suspended for that game, so we can actually play him. I just want to double check that we do actually have our strongest first team. I actually put Stefan on the bench just in case, but I don't really want to play him. I think he's failed his fitness test, so we really should be avoiding playing him. You know what? Let's bring on Bailey on the bench instead, Bailey, and that way we can maybe push up Bellarabi as a striker if needed, or Volland, for example. Volland probably more able. But I think this is a team we're going to be going for today. Most of our players are close to fitness. I hate friendly matches, so I let my assistant manager handle them for once. The bad thing about that is that you risk getting injuries, and sometimes they don't necessarily give full fitness to all your players. They kind of give more balance, but at the same time your first team aren't necessarily as fit as possible, like it shows here. But yeah, I think we can just kick off, and I'd put us down as favourites, but we haven't still gotten entirely familiar with the tactics yet. There's still a lot to go, so we might not have the best or most complete performance. Away from home might be a bit tricky as well, but if we do secure 3 points, I think that'll be obviously a great way to start the season, and against a tough team nonetheless. Odds aren't in our favour by the looks of it. We can have a quick look after players are warmed up here. We're not favourites. Apparently it's tight, and match analysis, Nicholas expects us to actually come out on top. I think I agree with Nicholas there. So we're playing with a bit more of a defensive formation comparison to them. We can probably hit them on the counter quite frequently, but if they do that against us, it'd be a bit of a surprise, and we should have plenty of defensive support. Players we're going with are all our first team options: Mehmedi, and Hakan, Volland, Bellarabi, Bender, Aranguez, Wendell, Toprak, Dragovic, Henriks, and Leno are our strongest options at the moment. We definitely need to improve and bring in a star striker, which we'll be looking to do before the transfer window shuts, but otherwise Mehmedi should be a good option. They've got a lot of good players, to be honest. Huntler, Maya, and Bolo, of course, everyone knows of. I think he's considered a wonder kid in the game. Yep, and Swiss international already as well. Goretzka, Bentaleb, all good players. Betstuber, Naldo. We've got great players, so it's not going to be a routine win. I'm hoping it is, but I don't expect it to be a routine win. We're not necessarily favourites by the looks of things. So let's tell our players to play for the fans, if not for anything else. Okay, so I'm hoping for a second goal in his second game from Mehmedi, and we can actually change something. So TV, I think we'll play with extended highlights. We do want goal replays director there. Between highlights we'll keep it as is, and during highlights as well. Okay, I think we're quite set. And there we go. Kickoff. We're in red, trying to score in the right hand side goal, and hopefully the players know where it is so we can get a couple. Anyways, first highlight of the game. Wendell finds his defensive midfielder. I'm gonna have to nickname some of these players, I'm gonna struggle. But anyways, Bender on the ball. Hakan, shadow striker. Very stupid ball up front, but he could probably win it back from Bentaleb, apparently not. Goretzka instead finds Huntler, and Schalke or Gelsenkirchen are the ones who are on the attack. Bender tries to put in a tackle, but safely back to Goretzka. And Gelsenkirchen are doing well to keep the ball. Having said that, Wendell puts his foot in and almost wins it from Mbolo. But Mbolo's come away here, and he's put a really good ball into the box for his striker. Thankfully, who was that actually? Omar Toparak has dealt with it well, and Mehmedi can hold the ball up for his players. He's done really well there, and we're safely going to try and attack here. Wendell needs to play a good option. He finds Bellarabi, he's inside forward. Really good ball to a shadow striker. What's he going to do? Oh, he doesn't score. Mehmedi makes an even... Mehmedi actually doesn't score an even easier chance. Apparently that's not a clear-cut chance. If that's not a clear-cut chance, I don't know what is. And I think that was only considered as a half chance, but that's good early play. Mehmedi on the ball, he can make amends. What's he going to do? He finds his shadow striker partner. A bit of a ambitious effort, but it's still well placed, and Fahraman has to make a good save. Hakan though, decent. His free kick taking's 18, crossing is about 18 as well. Very high attributes. He will be a key man for us this season on the set pieces. Can he help us score here? Really good ball into the box. Mehmedi can collect. If he finds Hakan, that'll be good, and he does. Can he put his 18 crossing to the test? A bit of a weird ball. Bender takes it on for some reason, but he does eventually find the register, and that's one hell of a shot. Almost into the top corner. We're playing really well so far. Gelsenkirchen with one shot to our 4 in the 9 minutes we've played so far, and I think I do like having our extended highlights on. Hakan, is he going to score this free kick? Ooh, just over. I'm so used to seeing, key highlights, and that normally means if you've got a free kick, your player will score, or at least hit the bar. But Hakan doesn't do either. But Mehmedi's on it, gives it to his defensive midfielder. Bender finds Hakan. Hakan, will he find Mehmedi? He does. Mehmedi still doesn't score, and apparently that's more of a clear-cut chance. He's having one hell of a game, given opportunity after opportunity. He hasn't scored. Kind of shooting all his shots at the goalkeeper, and Gelsenkirchen have a chance to punish us. Huntler on the ball for his team. Oh, that's a decent shot. Leno kind of scrambles and could have probably collected that, but instead it goes out for a corner, and Gelsenkirchen have an opportunity here. And they make no mess of it at all. And that's why when you don't score, you get punished. That's really how football goes. And Gelsenkirchen get the first goal of the game, and we will do well to actually respond after this. Director's cut though. Good ball into the corner, and Maya, I guess Naldo's involved there as well, but it's probably more Ronaldo. I think he's the one who comes away with that, but we have an opportunity to score from our own set piece. Hakan with another delivery into the box. Dragovic, apparently that's a penalty by the looks of things. Nope, Dragovic instead. And puts a good ball into the box for Registar. Bender, will he shoot? Nope, safely back to Dragovic, and Omar Toparak is on the ball for our team. Mehmedi, long range shot. Nope, safely to Volland, and just over. And we're really knocking on the door here. We need to push a bit more to really put some serious pressure on Gelsenkirchen and equalise the game just before half time. Alright, first yellow to Wendell. Not sure if any of their players have gotten any yellow cards, but Wendell will have to be careful moving forward. Hakan on the ball. Who's he going to find? Can he put a good through ball into our... Yep, Bellarabi. Asking a bit much from Mehmedi there. But Huntler's on the ball, and he'll lead his counter. Maya. back to Huntler. It's kind of isolated. They're not really trying to counter here, so we need to win it back quickly before he finds anyone, and that's exactly what Uruguay's does. Dragovic to Volland, inside forward. He's quite central as you'd expect, which is good to see. Who's he going to find here? Back safely to Bender. And keeping possession fairly well, but we do need a telling pass, and it's kind of come. Mehmedi. Volland, what's he going to do? Yeah, we're just keeping the ball quite well. A shorter passing is working. Hakan though finds Mehmedi through. Bellarabi. And that's a bit of a tight angle. Probably could have played it across back to Mehmedi, but probably he's seen how his teammate has missed a bunch of opportunities, so he's kind of taken it on himself. But at least we get the corner from it. Khan has yet to deliver a really good ball into the box yet. He kind of does well. I thought he did well to keep that, but apparently Mbolo's gotten that ball. But Wendell's there to shut him down. Deals well with the Wonder Kid. But we get another immediate highlight. Goretzka on the ball for his team. Bentaleb. Maya finds Huntler. Shut him down. It's a good enough block there. But Goretzka still got it. He's going to find Howardez. Shut down the fullback, please. That's exactly what another fullback does in Wendell. And there you go. Tough to break down our team, to be honest. They had to score through a set piece, and they've only had 3 shots, with 2 of them being on target. No clear-cut chances or half chances, and that's kind of down to us playing a back 4 as well as 2 defensive midfielders, of course. And at the same time, we're still getting forward really well. You know, 11 shots, 6 on target, 1 clear-cut chance, and 2 half chances. We should be 2 up in at least, I would say, but if not 1 up for scoring the clear-cut chance. But instead, we're making Gelsenkirchen look better than they are, and they may go into half-time with a 1-0 lead. Either way, Mehmedi on the ball. I forgot to put the goalkeeper on short goal kicks, to be honest. Could have found the left winger, but instead he finds Volland, and Volland is the one who finds Bellarabi, and he misses. And that was the second clear-cut chance of the game. And our inside forwards and our strikers are not putting any type of good finish into the game, really. Our shadow striker is probably the best player of our front 3. But even he's missed a fair share. I think my assistant manager is right, and I should be disappointed with today's performance. I've had the chances. Maybe I shouldn't have gone aggressive, but definitely do need a win. Switch into attacking, see what you can make of it. Later on, make some substitutions and maybe test out some of our tactics as well. Maybe I think we can add shooting on sight, possibly running at the defense. What else is there? We could possibly exploit the flanks a bit more. I feel like we could do that a bit better. A lot of the strength on our team is through the flanks with inside forwards, so if we exploit them, hopefully they'll be able to score. And Huntler almost sends his teammate through there to seriously put this game beyond catching up, I would say. I mean, it would be just 2-0, but with the amount of time left, we're not even scoring 1. And Gelsenkirchen are a bit lucky to be leading in this game. Bentaleb though, they'll be looking to make me eat my words, and Kolev snitches on for his team. If that's even how you say him. I think he's the Arsenal player now. But obviously, Football Manager 17, he's still a Schalke or Gelsenkirchen player. Either way, our Registar's on the ball, and he's made a mess of that. That's actually, I'm not even sure of who's... I mean, he's a bit slow on the ball, but Leno's the one who kicks it stupidly. And that's a fair clear-cut chance to Maya. He makes sure that he punishes us, and we're 2-0 down without, you know, from nothing really. Look at that. He had it, and Leno just kicks it straight up. That's a strange mix-up really between the Registar and the goalkeeper. You know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to name Charles. Nah, don't need to nickname him. I'll just say Charles if I can remember that. But yeah. 2-0 to Gelsenkirchen, and what a way to start our season. And we will need to look to make some changes. 60th minute, no changes, no substitutions at least, but we will switch up our tactics a bit. Run the defense, shoot on sight. I think maybe we can look for overlap. I think leave it as is, run at defense, shoot on sight, and exploit the flanks. Alright, so tactics haven't been taken into account yet, but there is another extended highlight. Hakan does well to win the ball back, but instead it's Maya who comes away with it. And Huntler finds his partner through, and that, I guess that's a half chance, but I would consider it more of a clear-cut chance. If he ran through with the ball, he would have been one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and Gelsenkirchen are growing they're growing too easily into this game. Bellarabi though! Kahraman is doing everything he can to keep my players from scoring, and my players are making sure that they give the easiest save possible to the goalkeeper. But anyways, coming up to 70 minutes now, we can make another look to make a couple substitutions. In truth, I don't think one will be enough. Bellarabi, terrible game, so we'll bring on Julian Brandt, his backup, Wonder Kid, with right-footed inside forward, so he'll fit perfectly in that attacking midfield, in attacking the left wing, spot. I keep thinking because I'm going to take off Hakan off as well. I could possibly take off Charles as well. Is Campbell is the one on the bench, but he's not necessarily suited to position just yet. He's still getting comfortable with it, so I think I'd rather take off Hakan. Charles has had a bit of a better game as well. I mean, barring that mix-up, for some reason, neither player has been punished for that. I think it's fair to say they're a bit lucky to come away with that. I'd love to make a third substitution. We do need it, but I feel like making threes really mixes the game up and doesn't give our players any opportunity of gelling. It kind of stops any sort of momentum. To be honest, I'm more comfortable making just one substitution whenever I make a substitution, just only take off one player. It suits the team a bit more, but I'm forced into making two changes, and hopefully this highlight will prove that it's right. Mehmedi on the ball. Is he going to find the other shadow striker? Apparently not. Brandt on the ball, and he finds our shadow striker, almost anyways, but Bender's on the ball for us, and he takes a long range shot and wins us the corner. And Gelsenkirchen are making their own double substitution. Can we deal with that threat? Well, a bigger question is, can we score from this corner? Charles is one in charge of set pieces now, apparently, and he doesn't do well to find anyone other than Fahraman. We're going to have to go into overload by the looks of things soon enough. If we can get a draw out of this game, it would be a good result considering the circumstances, but we're not going to do it like that with Mehmedi shooting from long range. I thought that was way off target, but apparently it was just a deflection, and we win another corner. Are we going to punish them finally? Charles, come on. Nope, just how it is. And Kolasinac. God, I can't say his name. I think it's just Sayed is his first name, so we'll just call him Sayed. But he does well. Meyer's going to punish us in the back post. Nope, Wendell cleans up well, but it's still a corner, and Gelsenkirchen are going to punish us. They're making the most of every chance they've gotten, and they've really grown into the game. I think going into attack has suited them a bit. I think they're playing on the counter. It's a bit unusual because they're not really countering. I feel like it's safe countering, where if there's no real chance, they're not going to do anything about it. But it's not reckless countering. But having said that, whatever they're doing is working for them, and they're 2-0 up. And in the beginning, I said that we were dominating it, and they didn't deserve to be in a position, but might be a bit fair to say that they do deserve at least one goal, and we should ourselves have two to ourselves, to our own name. But Charles is going to try and lead the counter. Is he going to find anyone? Selfishly tries to run on, but Henriques clears the ball, and that goes out for a throw-in, and I will have to go into overload now. Make one last substitution and go into overload. So who should I take off? Do I take off the striker? No, we don't have anyone on the bench for him. We can take off Volland. He's had a bit of a quiet game, so bring on Bailey. And we'll keep on Charles, who's had a solid game, if not not an incredible one. But yeah, no harm in going into overload right now. Take more risks, and should we pass into space? Let's try passing into space. I feel like we had an opportunity to pass into space sometimes, and we didn't necessarily take it. I think that's about right, to be honest. Let's do that. Come on, boys. At least one goal to put some shame aside. Apparently not even that. Gelsenkirchen played incredibly well to hold us out, and if it weren't down to some poor finishing, we would have had this game in the bag before they even scored their first. But either way, credit where credit is due, and Gelsenkirchen come away with the result, and that's definitely disappointing. But we already told them off at half time, so we're going to have to go with the calm team talk for now. But we are down to 15th already. Some teams haven't played yet. We are dealt with our first loss of the season, and hopefully that is the last one. Seen some decent play though from our players, and hopefully the more tactical familiarity they get, the better we will get as well, and we'll score more shots ourselves, or more goals ourselves as well. but today's performance was not good by any means. We needed a win, and we needed it desperately. But yeah, definitely, just as the headline says, so Gelsenkirchen profit from wasteful Bayer Leverkusen, and that is without a doubt what happened. But they do get the 3 points, and we'll have to move on. So when we'll be back is really tempted to show you the Ventus game. It's a bit too soon for my liking. I think what we'll do is show you Bayern. They are considered our rivals, our competitive rivals, not necessarily fierce ones or historical ones for that matter. But if we do win our other first division games and come up against Bayern and get a decent result against them, it's fair to say that we might actually come away with the Champions League position after all. And who knows, if we do beat them and we manage to be in the top of the table, we can put in a title challenge. But anyways, that will be all for today's episode. So if you did enjoy it, then of course please do hit the like button and subscribe for more daily Football Manager 2017 content. And as always guys, thank you all very much for watching.